What's up? Jack here with DevSlopes.com. Welcome back to the South. My Cardinals didn't even make the playoffs this year, and the Cubs are in there playing on TV right now in the World Series as I'm recording this. So I had to throw on my hat. Anyway, one of the most important things for you as a developer to have are the right tools. No two developers are exactly alike, and you may prefer a different text editor than I do. That's perfectly fine. Use whatever tools you're most productive with. I do use Atom, and that's what we're going to be setting up here. It's got a ton of plugins available that make it really useful, and I just really like it overall. Some people may like Visual Studio Code better. I've experimented with it. I like it as well. I just keep going back to Atom for one fact is that I can have two project folders open at the same time, which apparently you can't do in Visual Studio Code. I've read some help requests on that, but apparently they don't have a solution for that yet. So I keep going back to Atom. Some people may like brackets better. Some may just want to use Vim, which I do honestly quite often. The main thing is just learn your tools and get comfortable with them. There's no right answer when it comes to text editors for JavaScript development. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump in and install Atom. Okay, so to install Atom, the first thing we need to do is go ahead and pull up our web browser here. And the web address for Atom is just atom.io. And when you go there, you'll see here, it's just says it's a hackable text editor for the 21st century. It's just a really cool text editor. There's a lot of functionality and plugins and things that you can install with it. It is provided through GitHub or by GitHub actually, where like Visual Studio Code is through Microsoft and brackets. I can't remember who that's from. That may be from Adobe. Anyway, to download it's very easy. I believe it auto detects your operating system, and everything I'm going to be doing in this course I'm doing on my Mac. In general, there are Windows versions of these tools. So for instance, we can click on other platforms here. And you see here there's your Atom setup.exe. I'm assuming that's probably the Windows installation package. And there's a windows.zip. Looks like there's a portable zip file. So you can carry that around on a thumb drive if you wanted to. But anyway, we're just going to go ahead and click download for Mac. And it'll start the download. I've already got it installed. So anyway, once you download it, you get this atom-mac.zip here. Just click on that and it's going to extract the zip file. And it just, you see this atom.app here where it extracted it. All you've got to do is just copy that or grab it and drag it into your applications folder, and Atom will be installed. Now then, let's go ahead and launch Atom here. Once you get Atom installed, one of the neat things about it that I really like, if you click on the Atom menu up here, you see this install shell commands. If you go ahead and install the shell commands, I've already got them installed here. But if you do that from anywhere in your terminal, let me get to, okay, so here's a project that I've been working on with DevSlopes. This is our API project. So in order to open this project folder in Atom, all I've got to do is type Atom and a space and then dot and hit return. And boom, Atom opens up and it's got my project folder right here with all the source code. Now what I was talking about earlier about Atom, about being able to open up multiple projects, this right here is the project folder that I've got there. And then I can also right click and say add project folder. And a project folder doesn't have to actually be a project. It's just a folder. So I can click, say, Node Course here, hit open, and now I've got Node Course. So I've got two folders open here. And with Visual Studio Code, you can't do that. I could only have one of these folders open at one time. That's one reason I really like Atom. And then to close this particular folder here, I could just right click on it and say remove project folder. So we're back to our main project folder here. Now I was talking about plugins and things. If you click on Atom up here in the menu bar and go to preferences, and then you see here there's a lot of settings. You can change the theme, check for updates. You can install new packages here. If I go to packages, there's a few here that are handy. Now some of these you probably won't need, like this remote FTP or Sublime style column selection. Atom Beautify is a pretty good plug-in if you want to search for that one. And to search for these, you just click on install. Type it in and hit return, and it searches all the packages. Now I've already got this one installed, but to install one, you'll see a blue button here that says install. Just click that and it installs it. That simple. So just some of the ones that I really like. Atom Beautify here's a good one. If you're going to be doing anything with Jade, which is a templating system and that you can use along with Mongo, Node, Express applications, you can install that. I've got several in here for these linters. They basically check syntax and verify that your syntax is good. I've got some in here for JSON, this JSON lint. This JSON converter here will convert CSV to JSON, JSON to CSV, and so forth. For this course, the core ones you're going to need is you're going to need this linter here, which is just like a base linter. And that just means it's going to be checking your syntax as you go, and it'll give you a warning if there's anything that's out of whack. And you'll also need this language-babel here. And the reason we're going to need this is for our ES6 parts of the course. When we write code in ES6, we're going to need this right here to it adds language support for ES6. And then I've got this pretty JSON here. You don't necessarily have to have that. Those are very handy. But the main ones I would say right now is language-babel and this linter. If you grab those two, we may add a few more as we go, but that's where we're going to start. And that's pretty much all there is to installing Atom. It's very easy. Like I said, if you want to use Visual Studio Code or brackets or whatever, I've got brackets and Visual Studio Code installed. Let me just pull them up and show you. This is brackets. Of course, I've got a dark theme here. Okay. So I've got a dark theme set up here, which you can do the same thing with Atom. If you go to preferences and you go to themes, you see I've got one light and one light for the syntax. You can change this to like one dark and one dark. And so we've got that dark syntax or the dark theme if you want that. And you can see here what it looks like. For these courses though, I just prefer the light color. I think it shows up better in the videos, so that's what we're going to stick with. Okay, so there's brackets and there's Atom, and then I also have Visual Studio Code, which as far as just the raw looks of it, I probably like the fonts and the color scheme and everything of Visual Studio Code better than Atom. But like I said, I just really like to be able to have multiple projects open. It's a really good looking editor, and there's a few things you can do in Visual Studio Code that you can't in Atom. But it's just not things that I miss. Having the multiple project folders open inside of one window means more to me than what Visual Studio Code gives you. So that pretty much wraps this lesson up. It's a quick lesson. Just want to go over installing Atom, and the next lesson we're going to jump right in to installing Node. So let's jump on over there and check it out.